This is Andy Thurling. I'm Chief Technology Officer of the NUAIR Alliance. Remote ID is the ability for a user to identify that a drone is properly registered and being flown in accordance with the rules that are laid down. A license plate for a drone sometimes is a fairly apt analogy. There are a number of companies doing research and development on remote ID concepts. They're involved in industry standards groups such as ASTM, where they are defining the way the drones talk to the ground equipment and what kind of information goes back and forth, what kind of security protocols are required, providing enough information that the drone can be identified and can be tied to a user.
My name is Lee Borman. I'm a Chief Deputy and Chief Drone Pilot for the Albany County Sheriff's Office. Remote ID enables law enforcement officers throughout the country to be able to identify aircraft and the owners of those aircraft that may be flying in areas where people suspect it could be unauthorized. This technology is a game changer.
I'm Matt Manning. I'm a Senior Systems Engineer for Cal Analytics, a NUAIR Alliance partner. A number of NUAIR Alliance partners are driving the development, integration, and testing of remote ID solutions at the New York UAS Test Site.
The test site, we did an early operational evaluation of the idea of remote ID. We were working with Onra, which is using the security protocols that are being mandated by the ASTM standards, which is an international standards development organization, actively creating an industry consensus standard for remote ID.
Onra's UTM software provides a network remote ID service, as well as a display provider and display client. Onra's mobile remote ID application can leverage remote ID information for all flights within the area managed by network remote ID service providers. Both public and private versions of the application are available, allowing law enforcement specifically to access more remote ID information with advanced permissions.
Thales uses more of a centralized registry to attach the drone ID to the user, and it's managed at a more central location.
The Thales Digital Identity and Security, or DIS solution, utilizes strict advanced registration and verification procedures for the association of UAS operators to their UA assets and even specific operations. These associations are maintained through use of digital certificates managed by a central registry. Operators generate a digital certificate when adding a UA to their fleet by scanning a unique UA ID, their personal state-issued identification, and even biometric information with the Thales DIS application. Upon successful verification and association of the operator and their UA platform, the new platform becomes available within their operator inventory for planning operations. The Broadcast Location and Identification Platform, or BLIP, Unifly's remote ID solution, is an independent electronic device that acts as a license plate for drones.
They have a payload on the vehicle which is acting both as kind of a black box, if you will, but also as a secure connection between the UAS and the service provider.
It provides e-registration, e-identification, and tracking information. In line with developing standards, the BLIP offers both broadcast remote ID and network remote ID capabilities. The BLIP payload can be easily connected to most UA platforms and operates independently from UA platform software or firmware. Beyond the immediate benefits of remote ID, it can also be an enabler for other advanced UAS or UTM capabilities. AirMap and Measure have teamed up to demonstrate one such capability: dynamic rerouting of active UAS or UTM operations.
AirMap, through their normal UTM system, are able to provide that network identification. They also have a dynamic rerouting that they've demonstrated, which is interesting because it's not fully part of remote ID, but you can see that it would be one of the things that you might be able to use remote ID for in the future, where you would have drones communicating with one another, and then the flight plans, if you will, in the UTM being changed in order to avoid them. Right now, if you fly outside of where you're supposed to be flying, you would end up being declared rogue, but with the dynamic rerouting, you're able to change the planned route of flight, and therefore you stay within what's approved.
Remote ID is clearly an essential capability for the safe conduct of high complexity and high density UTM operations. Knowing this, NUAIR, its partners, and the New York UAS Test Site are dedicating time and resources to the integration, test, and research of a multitude of approaches, furthering industry knowledge in this area and ensuring flexible options for all UAS applications testing in New York.